Hello! I'm the Pageant Nerd, with another look ahead to the ever-approaching Miss Universe 2020, being held on the COVID-delayed date of May 16, 2021 in Hollywood, Florida that is. The 74 delegates have made their way to the US for the competition, with registrations beginning on May 7 and prelims to be held on May 14. Anticipation is reaching fever pitch, and pageant bloggers, myself included, have been busy putting together their pre-arrival predictions. I'll update my hot picks after prelims, but in the meantime, I'm taking another preview type look at the upcoming pageant, namely, what's at stake, not only for the countries competing, but for some individual queens too. So here are some quick-fire observations, things to look out for in the 69th Miss Universe. Here we go. As is often the case, Miss Universe 2020 features delegates who've previously represented their country in an international pageant. By my count, and with some help from the awesome Hey Adam G, at least 10 of the 74 contestants have appeared in one of the other top 6 pageants: Miss World, Miss International, Miss Earth, Miss Grand International, and Miss Supranational. I'm sure you've checked out all of Adam's amazing Miss Universe coverage lately. But if not, get to it. Anyway, here's a quick look at the crossovers for Miss Universe 2020. The very last crossover queen is of course Andrea Meza from Mexico. As I covered recently, she's aiming to be the first woman who placed first runner-up at Miss World to win Miss Universe. It's happened 3 times the other way around, but recent Miss World runners-up have struggled to replicate that success at Miss Universe. I'll refrain from saying that rather derogatory term to describe them. Of course, Michelle McLean and Catriona Gray went from top 5 at Miss World to a Miss Universe crown, but those who've placed in the top 3 recently have had no such luck. South Africa has featured in the top 2 for the past 3 years, so there's immense pressure on Natasha Joubert. Should she win, it will be only the second back-to-back victory in Miss Universe history, after Venezuela achieved the feat in 2008 and 2009. And it will be the first time one nation has won Miss Universe 3 times in a 4-year span, something India achieved at Miss World between 1997 and 2000. Meanwhile, Rabia Mateo is aiming for a Filipino sandwich victory after Catriona Gray's win in 2018. And with Pia Wurtzbach's crown in 2015, a Mateo win would give the Philippines its 3rd title over a 6-year span, something only Venezuela has done at Miss Universe between 2008 and 2013. Furthermore, if Rabia wins, we'll have this winner's pattern, something that's never happened before at Miss Universe. I'm calling it a zipper sandwich. Much has been made of the Philippines' 10 consecutive placements, the longest active streak and equal 5th longest all time. Will Rabia Mateo get her country into joint 4th place with 11 in a row? Not far behind, both Brazil and the USA are riding a streak of 9 consecutive placements dating back to 2011. Should Julia Gama make the top 21, it'll be Brazil's first run of 10 in a row. While qualification by Asia Branch would be the USA's 3rd such streak. They hold the record for the longest ever placement streak, 22, from 1977 to 1998. Amanda Obdam is aiming for Thailand's 6th consecutive placement. It's already their longest ever streak, though they haven't reached the top 3 since Porntip Nakirankanok's win in 1988. Can Amanda make that breakthrough? Speaking of breakthroughs, Cameroon is the sole nation making its Miss Universe debut in the 69th edition. Should Angèle Kosinda make the top 21, it'll be the first time since 2008 that a debuting country has placed at Miss Universe. That occurred with Kosovo's Zana Kresnici, and curiously, it happened another 5 times in the 6 years before, twice in 2002 no less. Of course, the most dramatic debut appearance was Mpule Kwelahobe's victory for Botswana in 1999. Changing tack slightly, and some of the favoured delegates this year are looking for their country's first ever placement, or first in a long time. Romania has never made the first cut at Miss Universe in 16 prior appearances, but hopes are high given Bianca Tirsin's previous international results, as you saw earlier. Cambodia has also never placed, although they only debuted in 2017. Chile's Daniela Nicolas is also considered a strong contender, though her country has placed only 3 times since Cecilia Boloco's 1987 win, and not since 2004. Adeline Castellino is high on many pageant watchers' lists, and while India has placed sporadically over the past 2 decades, it's indeed been a whole 20 years since their second and most recent win by Lara Dutta in 2000. This one is admittedly about a competitor in the last Miss Universe, that being 2019's winner, the amazing Zozibini Tunzi of South Africa. Come May 16, she'll have completed the longest reign of any Miss Universe, 525 days. Let's hope she hasn't been too homesick by the longer than expected New York residency. Miss Universe 2012 Olivia Culpo's hosting duties alongside Mario Lopez puts her in rare company, that being former queens coming back to play a role in a subsequent Miss Universe broadcast. That's excluding appearances in the year a queen handed over her title or when they were on the judging panel. Among the former Miss Universe title holders to host or play an anchor role are Margaret Gardner, Karen Baldwin, Cecilia Boloco, Angela Visser, with Cecilia in 1993, and Brooke Lee. What else is at stake at Miss Universe 2020? Leave your comments below. And if you enjoyed this clip, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other clips covering the fabulous world of pageantry, especially my pre-arrival predictions for the 69th Miss Universe. This has been The Pageant Nerd. I'll be back soon, but it's bye for now.